Good evening, everybody. I'm very pleased to receive tonight Ezequiel Perez Companc, the driver of the Madpanda Motorsport. The team is engaged in GT World Challenge Europe this year and in ADEC GT Masters. I'm very, very happy to receive the driver and the manager of this team, Madpanda Motorsport. This live is in English. We are a French Instagram group, but tonight this live will be in English. Sorry for my English. I have a school English, sorry, and I will do the maximum to do a good live. So I'm calling Ezequiel and I will interview him.
Hello.
Good evening, Ezequiel.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes. Thank you to come on this live. We are very proud to receive you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. You know, we love Madpanda Motorsport because we are fans of GT races, and it's a pleasure for him to talk with you tonight.
Thank you very much, and it's good to hear that you're a fan of the Madpanda. You know, I think it's quite loved by the people that love GT. So yeah, it's fun to be here as well.
Yes, you know, Ezequiel, thanks a lot to be here. I will ask you any questions about the past and the future of Madpanda Motorsport, and with your community manager. There is a game tonight at the end of the live. A gift package gift
Yes.
will be offered to the persons who are on the live.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yes, we plan a giveaway at the end of the live stream. So yeah, make sure to be there.
Thanks. Okay. So Ezequiel, how do you discover motorsports?
Well, it was since I was really, really young. To be honest, my father, my uncle, my grandfather, everybody, you know, loved cars, racing cars, historical cars, every kind of cars. So let's say since I was young, I already, you know, was introduced to this world, and I loved it. You know, since I was 4 or 5 years old, I started doing go-karting as a hobby. You know, it's my father used to take us, myself and my brothers, to go-kart, like in really small go-karts. And yeah, the passion was there, and we just went as a hobby. And then, yeah, when I was 12, 13, I started, you know, doing it more professionally. You know, I started training more serious, you know, trying to get into rhythm in Argentina. And when I was 18, I came to Europe to test in the Ferrari Challenge. Testing went quite well for being my first time in a racing car. And then, yeah, I started racing here in Europe, and that's how I built my racing career here.
Yes, of course. Karting is a good school for a driver.
Yes. And I always say it's nice. You can do go-karting as a hobby, you know, and also you can do it to start, you know, to do it as a profession as well, you know. So it's for everybody, and there's a lot of karting tracks, you know, it's available for everybody. So it's a really nice way to start getting into motorsport.
Yes, of course. You had good results in Ferrari Challenge.
Yes, correct. So I never raced, let's say, officially in Argentina. So I only did testing. And when I came here to Europe, it was like a big question, you know, it's like, yeah, I never raced, never also in go-kart. So I just did like testing and stuff. But already from my first races, the results were quite positive. You know, the performance was good for just starting, you know, in Europe. And yeah, from there onwards, I started getting results. I won my first year in Ferrari Challenge. You know, I was champion in Europe. And then I stepped to GT3 and in GT Open. We won 5 races out of 14, so it was quite also a good season. We had some mechanical issues that let's say we could not win the championship because of this. And then I stepped to what is now GT World Challenge. Before it used to be Blampa,
Yes.
the series called Blampa, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let's say jumping to this series, and yeah, it's what I love. That's for sure.
Yes, I know International GT Open. I saw this competition in Paul Ricard because I live near Paul Ricard, you see, here in France, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you last year and this year in Paul Ricard. I saw your beautiful car, Mercedes AMG GT3, and it was a pleasure. So, can you tell me about your 2020 GT World Challenge season? It was a very good year for Madpanda Motorsport because you were champion in silver class overall. It was a very good result for you.
Yeah, to be honest, we are really proud of our first season. You know, Madpanda Motorsport started in January in 2020, you know, just before the pandemic hit. So we were preparing, you know, for a normal season. And then in March, we went to Paul Ricard to do the official testing. It was the 12th, 13th of March. And then we had to run away back home because everything started to close, you know, because the pandemic started to hit and everything started to close. So everything was, let's say, unique in our first year because what we were used to, you know, in the past years was completely different. You know, the season started really late. It started in July at Imola. You know, they changed some circuits. They reduced the calendar. Everybody was fighting, you know, for logistics. You know, it was really troublesome, you know, trying to make sure that that everybody was healthy. You know, for me, this was the priority, you know, at least in Madpanda, you know, that everybody was safe. Everybody was doing it in the correct way, and we were not, let's say, taking risks, not only because of the, let's say, of the competitions, but also from the personal side. You know, we wanted to make sure the mechanics, the engineers, that everybody, all the personnel in Madpanda was safe, and we were not putting at risk neither them or their families. You know, this was a big, you know, challenge for everybody, for sure, you know, all the teams, but also for us because it was our first year. You know, we were just starting the team, and yeah, we had to readapt, you know, everything that we thought it was gonna be, and then yeah, I think we were quite, let's say, good in adapting to this situation. You know, since we were new and everything was new for us, we just yeah, got this situation, and we said, okay, we had no experience in the past. We just have to do what the situation is like this. So we pushed really well, and yeah, we managed to have really good results on our first season. So we are quite proud that we managed to, let's say, overcome this massive challenge and yeah, to be champions on our debut.
Yes, GT World Challenge Europe is a championship. I love it. I love it, and it's a championship very difficult for the team, for the engineer, for the mechanics. It's difficult to be okay at the beginning of the championship or not.
Yeah, to be honest, there was a lot of people that were not trusting in Madpanda. You know, when we started, we say, okay, many teams maybe start from TCR or GT4, you know, and they start going up, or with formulas. We just directly went to GT3. And many teams were saying, oh, you're underestimating, you know, the championship for sure. You know, it is a really big challenge. And yeah, I've been racing, you know, as a driver myself for the last 3-4 years before Madpanda in Blampa, then, okay, GT World Challenge. So I knew, let's say, what the championship was, what the challenge was. And let's say we made the step to do the team and to affront this challenge of going directly to this tough championship, because we knew what we were facing and we prepared very well, let's say, for this challenge. So I would say that the championship for sure is one of is the toughest in the world in terms of GT3. This is for sure. In endurance, for sure, is the toughest. In sprint, it's one of the toughest. For sure, there's a lot of competition between championships, but yeah, in endurance, it's the toughest for sure. And I think for our first year again, to be able to win it speaks really well for the team, for all the, let's say, the hard work we put on our first year. You know, I think the engineers, the mechanics, everybody did a massive job, and they're still doing a massive job. So I'm really, really proud of them.
Yes, yes, of course. We have a very good question on the chat, but I will ask you the question after. The question right now is, why do you choose Mercedes? Mercedes?
Yes, so the option was there, for sure. I raced in 2019 with Audi, with WRT, and before I raced with GRT, with Grasser racing team with a Lamborghini. So I never raced myself with a Mercedes before. But when I sat down, with the brands to discuss the options, of building a team and seeing which, let's say, car in terms of reliability, in terms of performance, in terms of support, of everything, involved around. I think the ones that were the most interested, in the project and that could really see the potential were the Mercedes guys. So
Yes.
I'm really happy that they saw the potential of Madpanda. Even if it was a new team, they saw that it was a serious project. I know that we were really, pushing for wins and not just, let's say, another team that just maybe wants to go for business or not, let's say, compete at the highest level. So they saw this seriousness, and yeah, from our side was a clear choice that going with Mercedes was the best option, and it's reflected, on all the results and achievements we've been doing in the last 2 years.
Okay, okay. In 2020, it was the first time for the team, I think, the 24 hours of Spa.
Yes, so the 24-hour Spa was on 2020 was super tough,
Yes,
because
in
the
September.
race,
September,
yeah,
yes.
was really late, was not in July, so it was really cold. Conditions were completely different than normal, so this was really, really tricky. And then, also was our first 24-hour race. We did just before a 6-hour race, so we did not do more than 6 hours, and it's a massive challenge. For sure, we learned a lot. We finished P4 in silver. For me, this was mega. One step too close to being in the podium. So this was a motivation, for last year to come back to the
Yes.
race and try to be in the podium and be in the top step. And yeah, for sure, we learned a lot in 2020. It was a really tough race, personally and also from the team wise. Everybody suffered a lot. For sure, the good thing is that yeah, the chemistry in the team has always been super high. So this we always push together, and yeah, that's why for me the key for the first 24 hours was the team. Everybody did their best. We just pushed our hearts out, and yeah, we achieved a P4 in the first year was truly amazing.
Yes, it's a very nice, the best for me, the best race in GT in the world. Yes, we are impatients, comme on dit. We are, on est. I hope it will be a good race for you on your team this year. We will talk about this just after that. Just one question before to talk about 2021. GT Core, it's a fan of your team in the chat. It's a question for you. The big question for you, Ezequiel. Why do you name Madpanda? Why do you name your team Madpanda Motorsport?
That's a
If you can
question
say to us,
yeah,
please.
that's a question many people ask. In
Yes, I
fact,
know,
a
I
lot
know.
of the commentators, a lot of staff, in SRO, in GT Masters, everybody's asking about where does Madpanda come from, and the answer to that is you will have to wait. You will have to
Yes,
wait. At the moment, it's a secret. I think nobody, only just a couple of people know why the name is Madpanda. I think it's quite a secret, and it will stay a secret at the moment. But
yes,
the nice thing about Madpanda is that it's unique. It's something different. I always say many teams are named under the surname of the owner. For example, Grasser Racing
yes,
Team or Motorsport. It's and from my side, I say no. We have to come with something original, something different. It's something that breaks tradition. That people will love, and yeah, for me, it was a massive, let's say, gamble in the end, because at the start of the team, many people say, Madpanda Motorsport is like, what is that name? It's like, what is this? It's a panda, but it's mad. And it's like, what? And I think a lot of people just loved it,
yes,
throughout the months, throughout the years, we have more and more fans. And I think the community that is building around Madpanda Motorsport it's amazing. The fans, you can see the interaction that there is. the support that they give us. I always say, for me, it's all the fans are part of the results we achieve, and are part. We always have them in our hearts when we are racing. And this is, for me, it's amazing, because it's how it should be in motorsport. And I think with the pandemic, a lot of this has been lost. Because a lot of people were not allowed, on the circuits because of the restrictions and stuff. And I think this year it's amazing to see the fans on track. We met a lot of people that we were just speaking, on online, or via social media, and now to actually see them, on site, being there, like supporting us. This, for me, it's amazing. It brings a smile to my face and to the face of all the team members. And yeah, it's amazing to have them cheering for us and supporting us. So we really appreciate all the support we get from our fans.
Yes, of course. One day you will certainly say why the team is named like this. So I will do a proposition for you, Ezequiel, or it's an idea. Imagine you will win 24 hours of Le Mans. You can say it after the race. You could, pardon, sorry.
24-hour Le Mans, to be honest, I'm really more interested in 24-hour Spa. Amazingly, yeah. For me, the 24-hour Spa, let's say winning in silver, was amazing. So I would say one thing: if we win the 24-hour Spa, but in overall, when we win the 24-hour Spa overall, then I will say why Madpanda is called Madpanda.
Okay.
This is something I promise.
Okay, thanks a lot. Laurent Mercier, you know Laurent Mercier?
Sorry?
Laurent, do you know Laurent Mercier? He's a journalist.
I don't know.
No, okay, sorry. He said what you said just after, before that you do. Okay. Maripe 16 said, "Grande Ezequiel" on the chat. We will never forget. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mari.
Voilà, Mary P. We will never forget the victory in Spa last year. Great race. Yes, Ezequiel, I saw the race. I watched the race, sorry, last year here in the south of France on television. And when I watched the race, I thought, wow, what a race of Madpanda. They will win. It was a very, very important performance for you. P11 overall, and the win in the silver class with Ricardo Sanchez, Patrick Cujala, Ray Breukers, and you.
Yeah, it was really amazing, to be honest. With let's say everybody in the team, because not only the drivers, also the team members, engineers, team manager, all the mechanics, everybody did a mega job. The race was perfect. From our side, was perfect. And in fact, after, I think it was like 6-7 hours, we were like, leading silver class and being like P5 or P6 overall as well. So we were like really challenging also the top guys, with silver drivers. And then in the night, we said to the drivers, okay, let's take it easy. It's like our goal is to fight for silver. So let's survive the night, because it was really challenging. There was a lot of fog, was super tricky. And so there we lost a little bit of overall positions. So we dropped from P6 to P9 or 10, I think, overall. And then, yeah, let's say we kept our silver class lead. And that was what we were aiming for. It was our second year, our second 24-hour Spa. And for sure, let's say the time will come where we challenge for overall victory in Spa. But at the moment, we focus a lot on the silver class. But the goal is to have the recognition, from Mercedes AMG, that they can help us, build a pro car in the future for the 24-hour Spa. I think we have the correct people, the correct tools and everything to win it. So yeah, let's see. For sure, from our side, we keep pushing. We focus on this year's 24-hour Spa. It's a massive challenge. Even after we won it last year, for sure, our objective is still to win it. It's we really push ourselves as a team. We don't, let's say, relax. We've been working a lot over the last months, on this race, on this big event. And yeah, for sure we will prove in 2 weeks what we worked on, and hopefully we get a good result like last year.
Yeah, this year in July, in 20 days, about the parade is back in the streets of Spa. It will be a very good moment for you, for the team, for your social media, of course. It's very nice for you and all the fans, I think.
Yeah, from my side, I think it's something I really wanted, to do since the last 2 years. As I said before, it was quite a shame, a pity, that all the restrictions were on because of the pandemic. As I said before, the health of the people is the most important thing. So that's why the restrictions were there. We could not do the parade. But as you said, this was going to be the first parade of Madpanda, that we are going to be there with our fans, show our car. I think the livery of this year of the car is amazing. A lot of people love it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing all the fans, in Spa, in the town, when we arrive with the car and be there and, yeah, make sure we all celebrate and have a good time, together. This for me is the key point also of Spa. It's being close to the fans. For me, it's what motorsport is about. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing everybody that joins us there. And if you cannot join us, let's say in person, for sure, you will be in our hearts, and we know that you're always supporting us, in our social media. We always read your comments. We always we receive a lot of letters, in our workshop of people just, supporting us, and it's amazing. For me, I'm really, really happy to see all the support we get from the fans.
Yes, Willy Chauvier, it's a friend. He's in the chat. He wrote, "No driver, no drivers, no show, no fans, no sport."
That's true. That's true. It's not a better way to say it. This is the perfect way to say it, because it's like this. The last 2 years without the fans, the sport was lacking something really important, And yeah, this year it's amazing to be close to the fans, and yeah, for Madpanda to see their fans, in person and to receive them there, to be close to them, it's truly amazing.
Yes, of course. I want to be back again on your last season. You are also champion in esports pro series. Yes, in silver class.
Yes, correct. So last year it was the first time of the SRO esports pro racing. So in every endurance race, in the real life endurance race, we had an event there on site with simulators and racing with a new game, Assetto Corsa Competizione, that it's based on our series, with the drivers, with the cars, with the liveries, everything like real life. And yeah, I think it was an amazing challenge. It's something new. I think it's as I always said, it was really nice to see the real world meet the virtual world, in the racing world. So this was nice to see and how they implemented it. So yeah, in a sense, was a big achievement as well from our side. We took it really serious, like everything we do. I think this was key. Also, there was some real life points awarded for being on the podium on these races. So yeah, I think was a nice opportunity, let's say, for fans to see, this growing community that is the sim racing world. That it's throughout the pandemic. It was already before the pandemic, but in the pandemic, it grew a lot more. And I think it's coming. It's not coming. It's already here. I think it's the growth that we've been seeing the last months, of the sim racing community. It's mega, and it's nice to see that it's recognized also, in the real life. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the next years as well how this evolves. I think the potential is massive. For sure, it has to be done in the correct way. For me, it's key that the series, not only SRO but other series, sit down with the teams, sit down with the drivers, and sit down also with the sim racing teams, and the sim racing drivers. I think this is something that in the future is gonna be merging more and more and more and more, and it's gonna open a lot of possibilities, to drivers, or let's say to people that don't have, the resources to go into real life racing, because to start it's quite expensive, yes, but let's say you start from the sim racing and you get the chance to go to real life racing via sim racing, this can be something really big. So I really hope that they keep merging it. I think there's a lot of initiative in the last 2 years, and I think, in the future, this is going to keep growing. So really looking forward to this.
Yes, many drivers in the paddock was not very happy to have virtual and real for the game of the championship. SRO have this idea for the first time in the motorsports in the world. Stefan Rattel had a good idea for me, I think.
Yeah, it's a good idea. For me, again, it's how you do it. For sure, it's something you start, it's something new. So for sure, it needs to be, there's some stuff that need to be worked on. But the good thing is that SRO, it's really talking with the teams, it's really talking with the drivers, to make it better. I think last year was, the first year of this project. So for sure, there's a lot of stuff, that needed to be worked on. And I think this year, a lot of the main, issues that happened last year were solved. And for sure, going forward, yes, it can be better, but we have to be also patient and to understand, that it's a long road. You cannot just think, okay, you just do it, and on the first year, it's going to be perfect. No. You also see, the GT3 series. SRO has a long history behind, so they're perfecting also their real life, championships. So I think it should be the same with the virtual, side. So for me, the key point, as I always say, is that the communication is there. Because if SRO just takes decision, or any other series, not just SRO, if any other series just takes decisions without consulting the teams, consulting the drivers, hearing the opinion also from the sim racing world, from the teams, from the drivers, sim racing drivers, for me, this is key. I think if we all work together and we have a good communication and we plan things well, I think this can be a massive, thing in the future. For sure, there's some things that still this year needs to be worked on. But the potential is there. The potential is there.
Yes. Okay. I agree with you. This year, you compete in GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup and in ADAC GT Masters this year. It's new for you and for your team. Why do you choose this championship, ADAC GT Masters, to compete? Why do you choose this championship, Ezequiel?
Well, this championship for me, it's always been in my radar. It's I've been racing in this championship in 2017 and 18 with the GRT, and I think this as a driver myself were the best moments in my career. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a really nice championship. It's a really serious championship. It's everything done really well. So let's say when the possibility was there to go back to GT Masters, and I spoke, with the managing guys, and they say, okay, I'm really interested, in going back with Madpanda. I think it's a really competitive series, in sprint. For me, it's one of the best, if not the best, GT3 championship sprint in the world. The competition is fierce, and the option was there. I think a lot of fans are also from Germany. I think this was nice, also to see. And we took the challenge. We knew before the season started that the level was going to be really high. That the competition was going to be really fierce. And we prepared well for the championship. For sure, the first events didn't go as planned. Was really tough with the new compound, with the new tire we got this year. But the last event in Zandvoort went pretty well with Max Scotts. That was a really nice weekend to have him there. And now for Nürburgring, that comes right after Spa, looks really well. So really looking forward to going back to racing in Germany.
Yes, of course. Thanks. Now you compete. You compete in Endurance GT World Challenge this year in Imola, here in Paul Ricard, on the circuit of the Paul Ricard, 2 DNF. I remember. I think what do you expect? For the 24 hours of Spa this year?
Well, as you said, yes, we had two DNFs at the start of the season. It's for sure it's not ideal. We always say that it's important to finish the races. In fact, if you see our last 2 years, we were quite constant in finishing races. This year has been tricky. For sure we were quite unlucky on the first race at Imola. We broke the engine. Running over the curves. The curves in Imola are quite deadly, especially for the Mercedes. And yeah, we were unlucky with that. We hit one curve and we broke the engine, so we were forced to retire. So let's say it was a pity. And then in Paul Ricard, yeah, there was a really big let's say incident between us and another car as well.
Yes.
So again, nothing we could do. It's something we could not avoid. And yeah, in the end, this is racing. Sometimes things go as planned. Sometimes there's some stuff you cannot control. So I think for the 24 hours, we have quite clear what the objective is. Last year we had this quite clear. We knew what our job was. We knew what all the preparation we did before was to avoid risks and to make sure we finish in a good result. And for this year, we did a similar preparation. We just improved some stuff from the previous experiences. Every time you learn. That's the nice thing about motorsport. There is no limit on how much you can improve. There's always things you can work on. And I'm quite a perfectionist in this sense. I really like to work on small details. I always say it's the less risk you take, the better we will go. It's better to have things planned, because then if there is any contingency, things start to happen. If you have something, already built before the event, even if it's not perfect, because every contingency, it's unique. But if you have everything, talked with the team and everybody is ready for this kind of stuff, then it makes a massive difference. Last year, for example, in the 24-hour Spa, after I think it was 2 or 3 hours, it started raining like really, really hard, like a lot of rain. And for us was a quick decision, to come and change tires. The mechanics were ready. Everybody was ready. We did a mega pit stop to change from slicks to wets. And we went from, I think it was 27 overall to P4 overall, like only, from strategy, like from being quick. And I think this also we learned from our first year, with the pandemic, to let's say adapt and react to all this kind of stuff. So in a sense, I think what we really specialize is in this stuff. We really know how to react well. The chemistry in the team is mega, so everybody's in synchrony, to react to these fast contingencies. So yeah, in a sense, I think we have a massive advantage in this sense. And I'm really proud of all the work we do and of every team member, because for sure this would never be possible without them and all the hard work they put. Because for sure we can plan stuff, we can arrange stuff and stuff, but if the team is not there and they're not performing and they're not with putting all the passion that they put in their work, it would never work. You're never gonna arrive in the top with people that just work because it's their work and there is no passion, and they don't feel part of the result. In Madpanda, we really focus on this, on pushing all together, being a big Panda family, and really working on our chemistry, really working on the passion that, that we put on the sport. And yeah, and you can see it, when we do good results, everybody is part of it, feels part of it. We are all, really emotional. Last year was crazy, seeing the faces of the guys and girls in the team, everybody crying out of joy, and this for me, it's why we race, and if you're racing and if you're doing results or even no, because even if you don't do a result, even if, let's say, if we do a DNF, everybody feels it, it's down, everybody comes to me and say, okay, let's try this the next race. They're really involved, in Madpanda. And for me, this is key, because this is not done by one guy, that says, okay, let's do this and that. No. You have to hear the opinion of the family surrounding you. You have to see and hear them, because there's some stuff that you cannot see, but only the one that is doing the job, only the one that is there, with the tires, the one that is there with the gun, the one that is there with the PC, working the data, they can only see stuff, So hearing their opinion on how we can do better, it's key for me. And this is a lot of of stuff that many teams don't do. They just the head just takes the decisions what they think is right without hearing the opinion of the team. And for me, this is key. It's understanding from each position of everybody in the team what is been doing right, what we are doing right, and what we are doing wrong, and trying to make everything better to get the results all together that everybody wants. So this is key.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot. We wish you the best for your team, for you, for the lineup. This year, you will race, of course. And I met Sean Walkinshaw in Paul Ricard. I met him. He was in GT in Japan, and he will make a live soon with us. I will invite him. He said okay. Patrick Oujoula and Oscar Tunro will compete. Donc a lineup of 4 drivers.
Yes, correct.
This year again, yes.
So we have Patrick Oujoula that was in the lineup last year when we won the 24 hours pass. So it's really nice to have him back in the team. We worked really well together. He also speaks Spanish. So, he also feels really integrated with the team. So he's not a newcomer. He's already part of the family. So I don't have to say anything else about him. He's an amazing guy. He really fitted in the team, like personally and professionally. He's a really quick driver and a really nice guy. So he's great. Then Sean, he's been doing the whole season with us. He's a really hardworking guy. So yeah, it's been a pleasure racing with him. He's always pushing hard. He's always improving. He really understands where he has to work on and what he's good at. So yeah. And he's really good also for endurance racing because he has the mentality, of an experienced driver. He knows that it's not about doing one lap fast, but just, having the pace and making sure that we take the less risks as possible being fast. And then, of course, we have Oscar. I know Oscar since many years now. We've been rivals, like racing against each other, for the silver class many times. And yeah, we did the official test together. He's a really, really nice guy. He knows the car. He's super fast. And yeah, it's a pleasure to work with him. I think he's a mega addition, for the 24-hour Spa. He did last year also the race, and he finished second in silver. So let's say he's really competitive as well. And yeah, he fitted also really well in the team. So I think the chemistry between the drivers is mega. The chemistry between the drivers and the team, it's mega as well. So I'm really looking forward for these 24 hours. And I think it's going to be an amazing event like last year.
Yes. Okay. There is a lot of Panda in the chat. Ezequiel.
Yes.
A lot of Panda and hearts aussi.
We always see in the social media, we always see the love, It's also in the live streams, when the races are going, in YouTube and stuff, you can see in the chat like a lot of like pandas emojis. Everybody's spamming panda, I always say the love for the team is amazing, and I'm super happy, to see all the fans again supporting us. And enjoying with us, this is the important thing, they enjoy motorsport with us, and this is what we like to see, so I'm really appreciate all the support and the happiness that they bring to us.
Yes. So there is a package of gifts to win tonight in the on this live. Donc, so continue, please, to send us Panda.
Yes.
Voilà. So two questions again about fans in the chat. Alban, it's my teammate on the group, Endurance Live. Alban asks you, do you prefer endurance racing or sprint?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. So I think both types of racing are really fun to race for sure. Like they're really different, so it's really difficult, to compare. In a sense, I really like sprint racing because you really have to be there. The performance needs to be top. You're not allowed, not even one mistake. But in another sense, I think from sprint racing, it's more done by the driver. The team always, plays a role, but I think it plays a less role than in endurance. In endurance, there's a lot more going than just, doing one lap or being there. I think that the team needs a lot more preparation. It's more like family racing, endurance. So in a sense, I like a lot more endurance for this reason, because I think that you are, let's say, more more together, and you're just enjoying a different kind of racing. It's a longer racing, 24 hours pushing with the team is something that not many can say that they've done. And I think once you finish your first, you say, okay, I want to go for another. It's an amazing feeling. So yeah, if I have to choose, I would say endurance all the way.
Okay, okay. Mary P16 asked you how was working with Maxi Goetz in ADAC GT Masters?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. To be honest, I've never, met him before, before working with him. So I knew him, from a racing track, racing in the cars, but never, personally. And it was a massive pleasure. I think from the get-go, he already fitted with the team. His personality is amazing. He's a really funny guy, but also it's a real professional. He has a lot of experience with the Mercedes, with GT3s, so he brought a lot of experience to the team. So we were really happy to have him there. And soon you will hear some news about our next GT Masters race and who is racing with us. But just a spoiler, Max is staying with us for Nürburgring. So you heard it first. You heard it first. So
thanks a lot.
You have the first news, but yeah, it's gonna be announced soon. So yeah, it's a massive pleasure to have him here, and I think we learned a lot from him, and we had also a really nice time, inside the car and outside the car. I think from the professional level, he's been amazing, and from the personal side, it's been a pleasure to work with him. So yeah, really looking forward to working with Nürburgring again with him.
Yes, okay, thanks for the information. Last question from the chat. Dabig Kauna ask you, is there any interest in moving the Madpanda into Wake, ELMS, or any other major series when they adopt GT3? Sorry.
Well, it's coming soon. I think the news were quite big. That Wake is deleting, the GTE program, and they're putting the GT3s instead. So I think it's gonna be a massive question at the moment. It's how they're gonna do it and how they're gonna merge, SRO championships with WEC, that there is no clashes. But I think it's gonna be amazing, to be able, to take Malena, our Panda girl, to race in WEC. I think this will be mega. For sure, we still have time to prepare for this. It's still some time for this to come. And we have to always see, as I said before, it's how they organize this and how they try to merge it. From my side, I would say our priority will always be SRO endurance. I think this is key. These 5 events are our priority. We are loyal, to SRO. I think they have an amazing championship. They've been doing an amazing job for many, many years. And you always see the 24 hours spa. Well, you will see it again this year. The amount, the crowd, the level, of enthusiasm that is there, the parade, everything, the event is mega. I've been to Le Mans 24, as a spectator, and for sure it's, as a spectacle, as it's amazing, yes. But the race itself, it's still for me something that Spa 24 has something else. It's being a single class. All GT3s for Spa 24 makes it unique. Because the multi-class, it's nice, yes, but in a sense, at least from my preference, having 65 cars, all same homologation, all same GT3s, and racing all together for the win, for the overall win, this is something that no other championship or race in the world can do. So for me, Spa 24 is top priority.
Yes, thanks. Ezequiel, just a question before to do the refer. It's about social media. Your community manager said to me, you have created a new website. When will it be available for the fans and the world?
Correct. So the shop is coming. So we are creating a website with a shop integrated in, so an e-commerce, and we expect to have it for next week, so before Spa. So we are really pushing for that. We know that everybody's been asking since the start of the team, for the goodies, for the merchandising, and for everything. We've been working a lot, to make sure that we live to the expectations of our fans. We didn't want to make something quick and badly done. We always try, we always push to make things well, and yeah, it's finally there. So we are on the last part of on the final meters of the race, and it should be done by next week if everything goes well. So make sure to pay close attention to our social media, because the announcements will be coming soon. So yeah, and I think the fans will love the merchandising, because we really push to have really good quality, in our items. So, and I think the designs are really nice, especially for motorsport fans, but also for people that maybe they don't follow motorsport so much, but they like to have the panda there with them, and to have some Madpanda vibes in the family, with friends. So yeah, make sure to pay close attention to our next announcements, because it's coming really soon.
Yes, we hope it will be a good. It's a good news, very good news. Your new website, it's a good news, and let's see it. So,
Yes, really looking forward to it, and yeah, it's something that we've been pushing for the last year, especially. But with the pandemic was quite tough, to do. But now that things are starting to get better, we are able, to open things more. So I think now it's the right moment, to open the shop. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing the fans with our merchandising, on site, seeing them rock the Madpanda merch, and yeah, I think it's gonna be amazing.
yes.
And yeah, I'm also really excited, as well as Chepe is saying. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how people react to the merchandising, and yeah. But again, also see them on site on the race weekends.
Yes. Everybody in the chat are super excited. A lot of panda in the chat. I've got panda here tonight.
Yeah.
So let's do the raffle together.
Yeah.
Ezequiel, you, not me. You will choose someone in the chat.
No. I leave it to you. You can choose.
Me?
Choose.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't see all the message, because there is a lot of message. So I think GT Course send a lot of panda, like Tied Panda. So I choose GT Point Cours. Yes, this fan is in the chat.
Perfect.
In this live since the beginning of the live. So
congratulations,
I thanks a lot.
Congratulations. Yeah. He's the winner of the giveaway. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for all the support, and again for being there, and for all the pandas that you send. We love to see pandas. This is key. We always love to see people spamming pandas. In the live streams, in the comments, in the posts we do, and everything. We're always grateful for that.
Yeah. Ezequiel, before to conclude this live, a last question of my friend Alban, my teammate on the group. Do you think one day we could see Madpanda Motorsport in IMSA, just for a race, or all the competition?
That's another good question, a really good question. So from my side, so let's say as a driver, I raced in IMSA in Daytona and Sebring. I did Daytona 3 times and Sebring 1 time. And I think the way it's managed in IMSA, it's amazing. It's a really nice championship. Let's say how it's the competition there, it's really nice. Let's say the fans are also really amazing in US. And I think for Daytona 24, that would be a nice event that we can do. But to be honest, if I have to choose one race that I really want to do, it's the Intercontinental race in Suzuka. So I really want to take the team to Japan.
Okay.
I think that would be mega. We also have some Asian fans. I think we have a lot of them, and yeah, I think to go to race in Asia will also be amazing. But still, for me, Daytona 24 and racing in Suzuka, those are two dreams that to take Madpanda there, that I hope that we can fulfill in the future.
Wait, Malena in Sebring could be nice.
Yes, as well. She would take a beating
with the bump.
with all the bumps. Yeah. She's gonna suffer. She's gonna suffer a lot. But yeah, as they're saying in chat, step by step, for sure we understand at the moment that we have one car. You know, it's difficult for the logistics. Now with the endurance and doing GT Masters, it's quite a big you know, toll for the guys. You know, it's traveling every time from Spain to Germany. It's tough, but yeah, for sure we knew that the challenge was big, and we're doing it in the correct way. And I hope for the future that we can grow also as a team. You know, get a second car, and yeah, let's see.
Okay, just one question, the last for sure. Nico Marshall 24 asks you: is it possible to see a Madpanda car in pro category next year?
Well, this for sure is one of the goals, you know, of Madpanda. This for sure will have to be determined by AMG. You know, it's they choose who to support. You know, each season, which teams to have the performance team. And I think the last 2 years we've been doing a really good job. For sure, we'll be building our name in terms of performance. And yeah, we've been receiving a lot of help from them lately. And I think now for, let's say, for GT Masters, having Maxi Gotts, you know, in the team, he's a performance driver. It's a massive step. You know, this is a big thanks to AMG because they pushed for this to happen. So this is nice. So let's see. I think would be mega, you know, to have a pro car. I think it's one of the goals. And again, if you want to know why it's called Madpanda, for sure, if you want to win Spa 24 hours overall, we would need a pro car, because with a silver car, it's going to be tough. But I think with a pro car should be quite interesting to see. So yeah, let's hope that next year maybe there's some opportunities arising. So now for sure we focus on the job we have this year. You know, we have mega big races coming soon. So yeah, we just focus on our job now, and then if the opportunities come, they're more than welcomed.
Thanks a lot for this information. It's a good news again. A new website, pro this year or next year, we will see it. So thanks a lot, Ezequiel. I'm very proud to do this live with you. It was difficult for me in English, but it was okay.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah, you did quite well. You did really well. To be honest, I understood everything. So yeah, thanks to you, like to reaching out for Madpanda, and I think it's nice to, you know, to have also see all our fans, you know, dropping by in chat and being part of this live. I think it is amazing, you know, and yeah, it's been amazing to speak with you over the last hour, and yeah, for sure I'm open to do another one in the future. Hopefully when we are doing in IMSA or other series, you know, this would be mega. So
okay, I will call you again one day to do another live with you or with Sean also. And it was very nice for us, for the members of this Instagram group, Facebook group too. We have two group, Instagram and Facebook. I will put the video, the replay on our YouTube channel tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So I will send the link at your community manager, and we will Perfect. Share a lot this live.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and yeah, have a nice weekend. And also to all the Madpanda fans, have a nice weekend and enjoy, and rest, especially because the 24-hour race is coming, and I hope that you stay awake with us throughout the whole race, supporting us, because it's gonna be some long 24 hours. So yeah, really looking forward to it. So again, thank you very much, and yeah, a pleasure to have this live.
Yes, thank you, Ezequiel. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye-bye, and have a nice race in July.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, and bye to the fans. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.